The morning mist hung delicately around the stone walls of the mountain monastery, softening the edges of reality like a watercolor painting. Kaito knelt on his meditation cushion, his young face etched with concentration, yet betraying an underlying current of frustration. The world around him seemed to conspire against his attempts at focus. A sparrow chirped outside the window, its melody dancing through the silence. A distant wind chime tinkled softly, its brass notes catching the early light. A leaf skittered across the stone floor, carried by a playful breeze that seemed to mock his stillness. Kaito's eyes flickered. His breath, which should have been a steady rhythm, became choppy and irregular. Another distraction. The faint scent of morning incense wafted through the room, its delicate fragrance pulling at the edges of his awareness. "Focus," he whispered to himself, a command that felt more like a desperate plea. But focus eluded him. His mind was a turbulent river, each thought a wave crashing against the banks of his concentration. The meditation scrolls he had studied spoke of a tranquil mind, of inner peace that could withstand any external disturbance. Yet here he was, defeated by a chirping bird and a wandering leaf. Master Akira had observed Kaito's struggles for weeks. The elderly monk moved with the quiet grace of someone who had long ago mastered the art of stillness. His weathered hands, marked by years of meditation and manual labor, folded calmly in his lap as he watched the young monk's internal battle. After the morning meditation session, Master Akira approached Kaito. The younger monk's shoulders were slumped, a physical manifestation of his perceived failure. "Your mind troubles you," Master Akira said. It was not a question, but a gentle observation. Kaito looked up, a mixture of frustration and hope in his eyes. "I cannot find stillness, Master. Every sound, every movement pulls me away from my meditation. The teachings speak of a clear mind, but mine feels like a stormy sea." Master Akira's eyes crinkled with a knowing smile. "And what if the storm is not your enemy, but your teacher?" Confusion crossed Kaito's face. The elder monk continued, "Most students believe focus means eliminating distractions. But true mindfulness is not about creating a perfect, silent environment. It's about being present with whatever arrives." He picked up a small stone from a nearby table, holding it out to Kaito. "Observe this stone. When a sound comes, do not fight it. Acknowledge it. Let it pass through your awareness like this stone might pass through water." Kaito listened, skeptical but desperate. His current method clearly wasn't working. Days of rigid meditation had only increased his frustration, making the distractions seem more powerful, more intrusive. Instead of pushing away the chirping bird or the rustling leaf, Master Akira explained, "Welcome them. Recognize them. Say to yourself, 'Ah, a bird is singing,' or 'a leaf is moving.' Do not judge, simply observe." It seemed counterintuitive. Kaito had always believed that true meditation meant creating a fortress of silence, blocking out every external stimulus. But Master Akira was suggesting something radical, embracing the very things he had been fighting. "Try it," the elder monk said softly, not as a technique to achieve something, but as a way of being fully present. As the day progressed, Kaito began to experiment. During walking meditation, instead of becoming frustrated when his mind wandered, he started to notice the wandering. When a distant bell rang, breaking his concentration, he whispered, "A bell is ringing," and returned to his breath. Something subtle began to shift. The distractions didn't disappear, but they no longer felt like enemies. They became like passing clouds in a vast sky, present but not obscuring the fundamental spaciousness beneath. As the sun began to set, painting the monastery walls in soft orange and crimson, Kaito realized he had experienced moments of unprecedented clarity. Not by fighting, but by accepting. The journey of mindfulness had truly begun.